What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the MPP, the Noah and Patrick podcast, and this is episode number 56. Hopefully, everyone's having a great week. We had Thursday night football last night. Noah and I started off with a big win. It was a close one, a lot closer than what people thought. The spread was, I think, 9.5 for the Broncos to win, which is crazy. But, the Raiders were pretty bad, but the Broncos did win by 3 points. Raiders
Yep.
missed a field goal with like maybe 6 minutes left in the game. And yeah, just a really boring Thursday night football game. And the Broncos go to 8-2, which is leading um, the NFL
NFL.
currently.
Yeah.
And
And they're not pretty wins either.
no, and I got it here. The Broncos beat the Raiders by one score, beat the Jets, Titans, Giants, Texans, and Eagles all by one score. So I feel like we've seen this a couple times in the past, and usually it doesn't really go that team's way when they get closer or to the end of the season to the playoffs. So we'll see how. I don't know. I don't know what to think about the Broncos, and we did choose them this week, but moving forward, gonna be it's gotta depend on who they're playing.
Yeah,
Their
it's hard
offense,
because their offense, like, there's times where their offense does take over. Like when they beat, who was it? The Giants, when they came back and beat the Giants, their offense played really well, but their defense did not play well at all. In the at least in the first three quarters, because they scored all their points in the fourth.
yeah,
So, uh, who knows if they're able to put it all together? Maybe we can see them do something, but Bo Nix has not looked very good at all. His accuracy has tanked, which last year I think a lot of praise was for his accuracy. Um, and this year, yeah, he's just having a sophomore slump. It happens, and um, we'll see how he does next year. I mean, I think obviously there's still time left in this season, and obviously they're on a good track to make the playoffs, but. They kind of remind me of the Texans either last year or 2 years ago, where their defense was so good and they were scraping by winning games by one, single digits, or even someone like the Minnesota Vikings
Vikings. Yeah,
last
that's who I was
year or
thinking
the
of.
past few years with Kirk Cousins, where they were winning like 13 games a year, but they're squeaking by, having some luck, and then they get first rounded for the playoffs. So it will be fun to see what happens with them, and even if they can make the playoffs, because there's just still there's still some time where um, a few of those games, down the line don't go their way. There's a chance they might not make it, but they're sitting pretty good right now.
Yeah, have to play the Chargers, have to play the Chiefs. It's our tough division there. So, um,
Yeah. Shout out
could
to the
use.
Raiders. Uh, played hard. They always play their division really good, which is why it's kind of tough sometimes when we're picking them against someone. Uh, but I think that was mainly a Derek Carr thing, where he would always play the division rivals really good.
Yeah, the offense doesn't seem to be clicking like usual or previous years, at least to a mid-tier offense. I mean, they're pretty bad this year, and you know, I don't know if Pete Carroll is maybe the right fit. I don't know.
Well, I think one of the main things is a lot of people were saying they don't need a run, like they did not need to pick a running back at their spot. They needed so many other things before you get, I guess, the specialty position, right?
Yeah,
Obviously, running back's really important. They have a great running back now, but what's the use if you can't even use him properly? Like
yeah,
you don't have a good enough offensive line. You don't have a good enough quarterback, good
yeah,
enough receivers, other than Brock Bowers, really. So it's kind of just he's wasting back there. Even though he does really well after contact, which is something he's great at. But imagine if his first initial contact with the defender was 2 yards past the line of scrimmage instead of 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
yep,
It'd be a
exactly.
lot different story.
Yeah, so that was Thursday night football, and we got I can't remember whoever's in Berlin. Oh, we had the Colts versus the Falcons. So
Oh yeah.
Colts 15 points. So we'll see how that goes and how the week goes. And yeah. All right, on to the headlines this week. Noah.
Yeah. Today, one of the best international prospects coming over to the MLB this year, Munetaka Murakami. You might know him from the World Baseball Classic for Japan. He's won MVP multiple times in Japan, the Japanese league, um, for Nippon. I don't know if that's the team or that's the league, but Nippon. He has officially been posted by the his team in Japan. So MLB teams now have 45 days to negotiate. So obviously, a lot of teams are going to be cut out, but early favorite of Dodgers.
Yeah,
It's always the Dodgers. Uh, but as time goes on into the winter meetings, into December, we'll see which teams kind of get laid out. I think it'll most likely be all the usual teams. We'll see the Yankees on there. We'll see the Dodgers. We'll see the Mets. We'll see
all
the
the teams with the most
Giants.
money.
Yeah, we'll see the Cubs. We'll see maybe the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah,
Now we did see them last year with Sasaki for a bit. Um, and I don't know any other team that would really be in it, but there's probably a couple other that might find their way in there to offer him some money. So, but yeah, third baseman, first baseman, very decorated career already in Japan at only 25 years old. So, uh,
crazy.
pure power hitter. This guy,
These
he'll
guys
be
just
fun to
keep coming
watch.
out of Japan, huh? They just keep
Yeah,
turning
I mean,
out
it's always
prospects.
it's like one a year. One a year. Sasaki last year. Yamamoto a couple years ago, and obviously Otani, the famous Otani, um,
Yep.
maybe like 8 years ago now. So, um, hey, this guy has the potential to be up there. I mean, he had a good showing in the World Baseball Classic. So,
Yep.
next, a little bit of NBA talks. Something that happened last week that we didn't really touch on was Ja Morant getting suspended for a game by the Grizzlies for how he talked about the team in the media. And that sparked a lot of, okay, well, team seems like they're done with them. What can they get with them? Um, he's still
Yep.
playing now, obviously after the suspension, but the rumors start, of course, that
Yep.
there's tensions with him and the team. So, um, what teams out there could use him or would go and trade for him? First
Mhm.
off, you got the Timberwolves, looking for another star next to Anthony Edwards. So they have Julius Randle, they have Rudy Gobert, and then Edwards. Don't really have a point guard. They had Mike Conley. They drafted Rob Dillingham. They haven't really used him too much, and I think right
Yeah.
now DiVincenzo's the guy running the point,
Yeah.
he's more of a two guard than he is a one. So um, the only thing is money wise, I don't know what the cap situation is, but going out, they're a potential team that can go out and get him. Could look good there. Probably
Hmm.
have to give up a few picks and um, some young guys, but I mean, I don't think they would be the team he goes to, but
Yeah.
it would be a fun team for him to
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
to.
There's a team on the list that I think would be a perfect fit, but we'll get there.
Yeah, you let me know when we get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I got you.
Houston Rockets.
Yeah.
Fred Van Fleet. I don't know how that changed the name on there, but Fred Van Fleet was hurt. They need a point guard. They have Amon Thompson running the point. He
Yeah.
has looked pretty good at point though, so that's one of the things. It's like, do they really need to go for him?
Yeah.
Um, but that's a potential team. Rockets are linked to a lot of stars also, over the years. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul,
Yeah.
who they all got at one point.
Yeah.
So that's a team to look out for. They still have a lot of picks they can use. Uh, Wizards. A lot of cap space with the Wizards. They just made a bunch of moves to free up space.
Yeah.
They're going to have a lot of guys coming off. CJ McCollum coming off of that in the next couple years, if not this year. Chris Middleton, who I think they signed to like a little extension, but I mean they can get rid of him at any point.
Yeah.
Um, and he could be the star of their rebuild. let's say they bring him in, they still get a high draft pick.
Yeah.
Now you have Ja running point, and then whoever you pick in the draft.
Yeah. You also have young stars there. Alex Stars looking not too bad in his second year. You got Bub Carrington and
George, who is it, Keyshawn
yeah,
George?
Keyshawn George looking good beginning of the season. So yeah, I mean if the Wizards will actually want to, try,
Yeah, this would be
get
more
John.
of a like a speed up on the rebuild because right now they're in the middle of it. Obviously, like you said, they have a lot of those good young guys. They would probably have to give up like a Bub Carrington or Keyshawn George for a swap and maybe a pick. Um, I don't know what John Morant's um, contract's looking like, but that'd probably have to be something. But um, right there, speed up that rebuild into like a more of a win now. That'd be more of an off-season trade, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but that could happen. The Milwaukee Bucks, obviously, they started the year with Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr. was going to be their point guard.
Yeah.
And then they got Cole Anthony in a trade, and Cole Anthony is now their point guard. He's playing pretty well at point guard too. Um, but yeah, I mean they're lacking at that position. Cole Anthony's the guy. He's more of a, I would say, more of a six man than he is a starter.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just holding it down while he can.
I think this is the best opportunity for John Morant.
You go in with Giannis. You got Miles Turner there. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Uh, I think if they do make this trade, and that maybe gives Giannis more of a okay, no reason to leave. You got a
hmm
young guy, two young guys in Turner and Ja. I mean, Turner's like 29. I mean, 28.
Not
But
yet.
still, that's you know.
Not like 35.
And I guess he's not like fresh into the league, but he's still a good young player.
Yeah.
Um, and that's more of a you got a guy at point now, and you got another star with you. So maybe that keeps Giannis more in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
The Miami Heat, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Miami Heat, no reason other than they're always linked into getting a star.
Actually, a point
Whenever,
guard, I feel like too.
yeah, every time a name comes up, Damian Lillard, especially was the one that was people were wanting to go there.
Yeah.
Giannis has been, KD has been rumored. You know, players like that, and it just seems like they're always linked in. They're always willing to make the trade. We already seen them trade Jimmy Butler. Um, so.
Yeah, I think maybe for the culture, good coaching staff, maybe needs to be on a team that has role models, not you know just off by himself. So
Yeah, just a fresh
good,
start.
good team. But also, people think that if he goes to Miami, he's gonna get in trouble because it's Miami.
Yeah, it's a party city.
Yeah,
And then the Brooklyn Nets, who kind of like the Wizards in the rebuild,
yeah,
brand new rebuild. Michael Porter
a
Jr. has been
weird
playing really
team.
well for them though.
Well, he gets
Uh,
30 shots a game, so
yeah, you have Cam Thomas, who was another ball hog there. You got two ball hogs there,
yeah,
and then John Morant comes in. But um, I've just been seeing that the Nets have been linked to him a lot, like they want him there, but I don't know what they would give up to get him. I don't know I mean, the Nets had like what, five draft picks last year, five first rounders or
yeah.
something last year, and they used them all. So
And they're not
maybe,
not good either. So
yeah, they're rated like one of the worst drafts, but maybe they use those guys since they're still pretty early into their NBA career. They can package a few of them and maybe a couple whatever. I don't even know how many picks it would take to get Ja because I don't know how available he is. But we did see Desmond Bane leave for three first round picks, so it might be more than three.
yeah.
So
And how bad
um,
do the Grizzlies want to kick him off?
yeah, yeah, it all just depends on if the Grizzlies really want to start a rebuild because this they kind of had their run already, even though it's kind of premature. But they got rid of Desmond Bane, who was their second best scorer. You have Jackson there, who is a big who can't rebound. He plays like a guard, kind of. So
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to build off of him or you want to get rid of him. Like if you get rid of Ja, do you just clean house? That's the real question. So um, Yeah, I mean those are just teams potential for Ja. No real rumors like oh he's leaving now, but it's
Yeah.
just because of everything that kind of happened. Um,
And what happened last year as well. Like
yeah, I
he
mean he's been in some trouble for the past few years,
yeah.
inside the league and out of the league. So maybe the Grizzlies just want to clean their hands of him, and start new with someone else as a star.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was just some quick NBA and then some quick NFL news from the trade deadline. We'll go through real quick. There's a few big ones. We had the Indianapolis Colts getting Sauce Gardner, probably the biggest trade from the Jets for two first round picks in next year's draft, 2026, and the year after in
Yeah.
2027. And they also got wide receiver AD Mitchell, who was, I believe, a second round pick last year
Yeah.
in 2025, 2024. So, um, pretty good haul. I think AD Mitchell is a real good receiver. You add the
He
second
did drop the
receiver.
ball before going into the end zone. So
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know how many people have done that already, honestly. Uh, but I'm sure he'll learn from that. He hasn't really shown that he hasn't learned from that. So, but you get him there. You have Garrett Wilson on the side. It's like the first time I actually think Garrett Wilson has had a good receiver next to him since Devontae Adams, which was not very long lived.
yeah.
Because before that there was no one there either, but it was Lazard. Um,
Tough.
but yeah, Sauce Gardner I think fits really well with the Colts.
Yeah.
Colts win now move. They are going for it. This is just
All in.
this is like, hey, who cares about the next 2 years or firsts? We don't think we can get anyone on the level of Sauce Gardner with those first round picks, and they will both potentially be very late firsts. So basically second round picks.
Yeah.
Um, I like it. I like the move. I think it's
Yeah.
you don't see teams just go all in like that,
Yeah,
really.
supposedly Various Ward's coming back too. And now they get Gardner, so it pretty much locks up the cornerbacks and good defensive line. And um, yeah, the Colts defense have been playing pretty well this year. So yeah,
Yeah, I think DeForest Buckner just went down with injury, but I mean, when he comes back, that team's gonna look
yeah,
nasty on defense. Um, the Jets make another huge move with one of the best defensive tackles in the league, Quentin Williams. For a very long time, he was considered top three, maybe even number one
yeah.
in the league.
Didn't he go
The
top five? I
Jets,
think in the draft. Was he like fourth pick or something?
it was a very high pick, also, along with
Yeah,
Sauce Gardner, who was number four or something, or number three. Um, but yeah, the Cowboys get Quentin Williams, and the Jets get a second round pick in 2026, and they get the better of a first round pick between the Cowboys and the Packers in 2027. Or no, in 2020, no, in 2027, yeah. And then they also get a defensive tackle, Mozzie Smith, who was the first round pick for the Cowboys 2 years ago, I think, 2024.
yeah,
Um, so I like that for the Jets. Um, I think they already know this like a position that is important, but you're not going to win, so get as much as you can for this guy while he's
yeah. And
as good as he is.
this just sets up the Jets for the next 2 years. You got two first round picks, a second round pick. Um, you know, go get your QB and start all over. But I did hear someone say like this is what happened to the Jets like 3 years ago. They got Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, and Quinnen Williams, and they couldn't do anything. So they're basically starting over, getting
Trying
younger
again.
guys, and they're gonna try it again. And then
Yeah.
in 3 years, you're probably gonna trade these whoever you pick. Probably gonna trade them again. So, but that's the Jets, man.
It's the
You
cycle,
need
bro.
to,
I mean, as a Bears fan, I have been through the cycle QB wise with the Chicago Bears where okay, this guy's good, Mitch Trubisky for 3 or 4 years,
tough.
trade him, draft Justin Fields, trade him, draft Caleb Williams, and then before that, there was no stable QB, so it's kind of just a cycle.
Yeah,
But hopefully, uh, Caleb Williams breaks the cycle, and maybe this will break the cycle for the Jets also.
yeah,
Um, and a couple small trades, I guess. Chicago Bears traded for a defensive end. I have no idea who he is, but he's going to be used for depth. I believe Austin Booker will now be the starting defensive end. The Seahawks, I really like this trade. Trade for Sh Rashid Shaheed from the Saints for a fourth and a fifth,
Yeah.
uh, 2026 picks.
Another
Um,
win now team is Seattle, I would say.
yeah, a lot of people didn't think they would be uh, a very good team this year
Yeah.
with when they traded Geno, taking a chance at with Darnold, getting rid of DK,
Yeah.
and their offense looks really good. Now you got a second speedy guy, deep ball threat with uh, Shaheed, and we've seen the deep ball being thrown by Donald to Jackson Smith and Jigba. So it could be fun. Could
Yeah.
be very fun.
Yeah.
Jacoby Myers to the Jaguars from the Raiders for a fourth and a sixth in 2026. So um, I don't think receiver's really the problem there, but
I
good
think
for them.
Brian Thomas is dealing with Travis Hunter's on the IR.
Yeah, and now Brian Thomas is hurt. He's
Yeah.
out, well, at least for this week. He's out this week.
Yeah.
And then the last one we'll just go over is Logan Wilson. Got traded to the Cowboys from the Bengals. He was asking for a trade for a few weeks now. The Cowboys traded a seventh round pick, and I think this was the pick that, um, or the trade that Jerry Jones was hyping up uh, before the Quinnen Williams trade. So it was Quinnen Williams. I don't know, but
I think
um,
yeah.
it
Like
was a
this
few.
trade
It
went
was really
down
early on.
and then he's like, "Oh, I'm cooking something else." And I think it's probably the Quinn and Williams trade.
Yeah. But yeah, Cowboys made two trades there to help their defense out. I don't know how much that'll really do for their defense. Their defense is awful. So, but yeah, that was biggest trades really that happened on the trade deadline.
Yep.
Fun stuff. Fun stuff. The Jets carried the deadline, making it fun.
Yeah. Which we'll see how that goes, right?
Yeah, we'll have to wait a few years, but we'll see how it turns out.
Yeah. Um Sorry, I'm just pulling up college football playoff. First week that the committee got together and discussed, who may be in the playoff. It's week 11. There's still maybe 3 more weeks, 4 more weeks before they have to decide who's really in. Right now, Texas and Oklahoma is like the first teams out. Um, Sorry, let me get a bracket here. It's way easier to look, but I think right now Oregon is um like ninth, I think, even with one loss,
Yeah. And
which
to the
is
number one team or something like that.
yeah,
Indiana.
Indiana.
Number two team, Indiana, I think.
Yeah,
One or two. I
sorry,
did see that.
this is really can't get this right now.
I know one was, as of right now, Ohio State. Uh, Controversial people think it should have been Indiana, who was number two. Notre Dame, I believe, was 12 or 11 with two losses. 10.
Yeah, so yeah, Memphis was the one that got in, like the best out of the rest, I guess that's what they're calling it.
Best of the
Uh,
rest. I like that.
Best of the rest. So Virginia sneaks in there. Yeah, Notre Dame, BYU has a big game this week against Texas Tech. Um, Ohio State's still undefeated. Texas A&M, Indiana, and Alabama with one loss. So there's a lot that's going to change in the next coming weeks, but just to get an idea of where we're at, the top four look pretty solid. Well, Ohio State looks pretty solid. Hopefully, Oregon just gets out of not playing Ohio State in the next round, because we all know what happened there, that they lost. But
Yeah.
also, too, Oregon had a bye last year, and I felt like that kind of screwed them over because they didn't play football for a month, which is pretty crazy. Um, but
Yeah,
yeah,
scheduling is crazy.
college football playoff bracket. They're coming out with a new bracket every single week until the season is over. So should be fun. And the SEC always plays each other a couple more times. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. We'll keep everyone updated as maybe every week if you know
Any
a lot of
major changes
teams.
happen.
Yeah, a lot of teams get in and get out. And then other NFL news is that kind of interesting out of Arizona. Kyler Murray may be done in Arizona. I don't know. Next year he may stay because they owe him a lot of money, or it could be like a Broncos Russell Wilson situation where they just buy him out because he's not getting the job done on the offense while Jacoby Brissett's actually moving the ball and getting the ball thrown to Marvin Harrison Jr. So a couple potential landing spots if they do decide to move on from Kyler Murray. Like we said, the Jets, they just need everything. I mean, I guess Justin Fields is not the QB for them. Kyler Murray could go to the Jets, maybe to the Raiders. Of course, the Browns always need a wide receiver, and maybe the Rams if Matthew Stafford decides to, maybe this is his last year or he's getting close to the end there. Or my prediction, Kyler Murray just goes back to baseball because he was a top 10 pick, right, for the A's. Should
Yeah, I
have
believe
just
the
stuck with
A's
baseball, huh?
contain his rights until
Does he? Do
until
they?
they release the his rights. Yeah, because they drafted him. Even though he didn't sign, I believe they get the first opportunity to bring him back. They own the yeah, I believe unless they go away
Expire.
after a while. Yeah. But Jets. We just talked about them making those trades, getting those picks. Are they setting themselves up with those picks to maybe just trade for Kyler Murray? I don't know if it'll take three first round picks, but maybe it'll take one high pick. If they get maybe one pick in 2027, the Cowboy pick, who knows how that's going to look?
Yeah.
Um, and the Raiders with Geno Smith. I mean, Geno Smith is making a good amount of money, so unless somehow they're able to unload that, maybe do a Geno swap with Kyler and then a few firsts
Mm.
to make up for the salary they're giving up. Um, could happen. So I think those two are the most interesting spots. The Rams is obviously interesting because Matthew Stafford's age, but I don't know.
He's playing so well of late. I don't know how much. He's doing pretty well. So we'll
He
see
might
how
come
much longer.
every time you think he's done, he's injuries were catching up with him, and he somehow just found this second win in
Yeah.
with the Rams.
MVP
Just don't see it
candidate
this year.
this year. He's having a great year. So,
Yeah, they just I mean with
or
Puka
just go back to
and
baseball, man.
Devontae,
You're still young. You're
pull a
probably,
Michael Jordan, go play baseball for a couple years and come or a year and come back. Maybe he just needs a break
yeah.
or stick
Maybe,
with it.
or just go to another team so he doesn't have to worry about his video game clause where he can't play Call of Duty. So,
I don't think that he got that though. I think when that came out, uh, Browns got a lot of backlash. I don't think it was included.
You never know.
Hey, but Call of Duty is coming out soon. He's on the IR. He's gonna have plenty of time to play.
Nope.
So good for him.
That's all the headlines for this week. Let's move on to our underdog picks to end this episode.
It's week 11, right?
Mm, yeah,
I
no,
want to say it.
week
Uh,
10.
week 10. Okay. Well, one second. Let's double check it. I was confident with 11. It is week 10. All right, so week 10 of our NFL underdog picks. Sorry about last week's picks. They weren't good anyways, but we had to take it down because it just got restricted by TikTok. So there was really no point in keeping it up because no one could see it anyways. So if you do look forward to the picks, I'm sorry. We had to take it down. Uh, there was just no point in keeping it up. So hopefully, if you're watching this one did not get restricted. But yeah, week 10. Let's start off. with the Minnesota Vikings against Baltimore. Weak secondary in Baltimore. Uh, JJ McCarthy had a pretty good game last week. He looked on target, and the Ravens have a bottom five pass defense in the league. So I'm going higher than 45 and a half receiving yards for Jordan Addison this game. Next, we got the Bears versus the Giants. Giants have the second worst run defense in the league. DeAndre Swift is questionable, but even if he does play, Kyle Monangai and Swift are probably going to be splitting, if not leaning more towards Monangai after his last week. So I'm going higher than 52 and a half rushing yards. And then last but not least, the new guy in town for the Seattle Seahawks, Rashid Shaheed. I think he's going to complement JSN very well, and he's going to get a lot of looks. So I'm going to go higher than 40 and a half receiving yards for Rashid Shaheed.
Nice. My picks this week. I'm going with Jonathan Taylor getting a touchdown versus the Falcons in Berlin. First game in Berlin this year. He didn't do too well against the Steelers, but I'm sure he'll uh, have a good game back this week. A little confusing last week with Amon St. Brown. Couldn't remember if I did targets or receptions, but if you did go with targets, you did hit. So I am going with higher 9.5 targets versus the Commanders. He's hit this 3 times in the last 3 games. And finally, we never pick kickers, so I'm going with Eddie Pinheiro, getting higher than 1.5 field goals versus the Rams. He has hit this mark 4 of the last 5 games. This guy's on fire for the Niners. It has been a great pickup after releasing Jake Moody.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the Panthers because he used to play for the Panthers. But yeah, Eddie Pinheiro higher than 1.5. And last week also St. Brown, you would have hit if you chose the targets or the receptions. Both of them hit. I think all of Patrick's picks hit last week and all of mine missed, so we just literally
Yeah,
swapped
of
from the
course,
week
the
before.
TikTok where it gets restricted.
Yeah, I had to get taken down.
All mine hit. So
Uh, but yeah, those are our picks for week 10. Nice, nice.
nice. That is it. Episode number 56. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed that episode. And we'll see everyone next week for week 11 picks and episode 57. Regular
Yeah,
episode.
yeah.
All right. See ya.